Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Anthony, 27 Fire Ministries. I'm eating a Tootsie Roll. I guess I should have ate it before I turned on the camera. One time, my past wife, had cancer 4 times. And so went through a lot of chemo and all these experiences. But one time we went to the oncology clinic. And if you have hearing issues, make sure you get that word right. So anyway, the doctor was from India. And at the time, we were talking and I asked him, I go, why are you here? Not in a bad way, but just trying to understand, educated doctor in America. And with the education that India seems to give to its people, and they value education and become quite successful doctors, engineers, and all sorts of things. But I said, what keeps India from being great? On the outside, it looks like they should be a superpower. And he rubbed his 2 hands together, which I can't do holding the camera. And he said, basically from corruption, from the top down. He said, one hand is always covering the other hand with money. In other words, bribes, all sorts of corruption within the system will keep it from being great. I don't know if America has always been corrupt, maybe at certain levels. I know politics have always been the prostitute of the devil. But the thing is I would say right now, as I look out and see everything that's taking place, I would say that's where we're at. So we were a superpower, and I would say we're in decline right now because you can't have that much corruption and you can't push your agendas and your ideas. People have to have heart. They have to believe in the system. You have half of a system in America who wants to work. You have half of a system or part of a system who believes in family and doing the right thing. And then you have the other half that wants to, basically run around the cuckoo clock and rock out, cuckoo, cuckoo, Yeah, no, I'm not going to pat it on the back. But some people have issues and it needs to, if you want to live that way, that's great. But I don't have to accept it, and I'm not going to. And there's a lot of people out there may verbally accept it or physically accept it, but in their mind, they're still saying something else. They're just weak people. They don't want to take a stand. But in the process, just to show the corruption, do you really think that many chickens have the cough? Or is it just a system to affect the food chain? Do you really think they cared about these people coming across into this nation? And, the dreamers, they're important. They don't care about Americans. I know they don't care about those people. They care about their money. They care about the washing machine between 2 nations that are kind of fighting right now of taking care of, how to clean up billions of dollars. The largest money scam in the history of the world is what it is. And so right now they're culling millions. I think it's 13 million chickens, 2% of the chicken population in the United States. I wonder if they would test positive if you said, tell you what, if the chickens, we're going to test these at 2 or 3 different facilities. And these are the people coming in and, saying these chickens have issues. How about if your test is positive, but we have 2 more tests and they come back negative, then we get to make you disappear. See, it doesn't cost them anything. Maybe they're evil and they don't care about how it affects people or the cost of food or the cost of eggs because it doesn't affect them in some ways. Generally you got to have some skin in the game that you think there's going to be a punishment for your actions. California took that away and people were able to steal $999 worth of stuff because, there was not going to be any consequences. And in the meantime, it destroyed businesses. It destroyed tax revenue. it destroyed California. It's sort of like a zombie on life support right now. California is. It's basically dead and continues to die. You know, you need to pump some red blood into it because it turned blue. Generally, blue is something that's dead or dying. So hopefully it's not too late, but you need something red, hopefully. And even the red these days are not much. I mean, without family, belief in God, belief in our nation, and belief in doing the right thing, which means not paying people to be on drugs like the Social Security because they never earned it. Social Security was meant for those who worked and retired. And this is not a handout. They actually paid into the system and they deserve to receive something back. But those who went out and willfully chose to destroy themselves, they do not deserve anything. Welfare should be on a fuse. It should last maybe 4 years. In the meantime, these people need to have an opportunity for trade school or education, helping with their children, homework, how many books to read. It is not there to see, when you earn your own money, you do something with your own money. But the government still taxes the hell out of you and makes it where you don't want to work, especially with food stamps. And do I think people out there need help? Oh, yeah, they really do. But they need help in getting out of the position that they're in. They need help in transitioning and not being on life support by the government. Government likes to feed bears. It's easy to control bear people because if you cut their food off, they're going to lose it. So as the economy is basically crashing right now and the fiat money is being printed out of this world, I mean, pretty soon you might want to pile a bunch of $100 bills because it might be cheaper than toilet paper to wipe your butt with them. Because it's just it ain't going good. And the Democrats, I'd like to just blame the demon cats, but the truth is I can't. There was a lot of Republicans involved and rhinos, and they got in the system, man. It was another type of feeding bears, except these bears were in the political system, the government mafia, and they had to work together to achieve some of the goals and destruction that they have achieved. India could have been a superpower. We can maintain our superpower, but it's slowly decaying. They've sold out the oil reserve currency, and I have no idea what Trump can do, if anything. But either way, we're crashing or going into a recession, possibly a depression. And many of you, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. You're going to feel the pain and you're going to feel the hurt. And a lot of it was your choice. Right now where I'm at, there's a storm coming in. And here in this country, and you can always tell when the storm's going to be bad, or at least has indication of being bad, because, man, they're out there buying all the groceries they can. They're getting ready in case they're stuck in their house for 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it is. Because really, you don't want to be on the roads of Missouri. And there's a lot of hills and curves, no shoulder. You're going to fall into a ditch. You know, there's no place to just pull over with your car. I mean, you're better off just to stay off the road, man. And a lot of people here in Missouri don't know the first rule is slow down. It's icy. It's slick. This is a good time to take your foot off the gas. But they want you to go fast. I know how to drive on snow and ice. Yeah, you also know how to kill yourself and somebody else being stupid enough to do it. How about just calm down? What's best for your family? Probably that you get home alive, not that you're some big stud and you're the man. You got the balls the size of hubcaps, and I can take my truck with empty tail end and nothing in the back of it, so I have no traction down the road doing 65 and wonder why I'm doing spin outs and stuff like that. You know, it's like I did a video the other day and it was like, you know, go to the hardware store, put some sandbags, 200 pounds on the back axles of your truck. You might actually get some traction, but it doesn't allow you to be stupid and endanger others. It just means you got a little better traction. There's no weight on those rear tires. It's a 4-wheel drive. Duh. It don't matter. 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. You got the front end pulling the back end. It's still better to put some weight on it. See, there's consequences sometimes for your actions. Maybe not with the government, maybe not with the law enforcement, because maybe they are the corrupt people around these days. You know, they 3-letter words. There's no respect for these people. You know, we're more afraid of them than the bad guy because we know they're corrupt with power. Bad guys are just corrupt and dangerous. But people of the government, scary. But people who believe in family, paying their bills, making some money, just want to work, have barbecues, rednecks, good old boys, a lot of them. Yeah, but they make the country run. Men that, you know, black man, white man, I don't care what you are, is the fact that when you get up and you want to go to work, you want to support your family, you're what you make America great. That's it. Not some guy sitting at a desk, not some banker. The guy that goes down and gets the power lines going when the storm knocks the power out. Or the guys on the chainsaws cutting up the trees to get them out of the road to keep things flowing. No one had to bribe them. You know, so many people went to deal with the hurricane. You know, the trees and all the damage done and donate stuff. FEMA. I don't know what you were, but you were a joke. But real men with real equipment out of their own pockets. That's what makes America great. Down in Tennessee, Carolinas, where the hurricane hit, man, that's where you found real people, real men, real women that cared. That's what made America great. The fact that people worked together when things went bad, when they went south, and they cared for each other, even when it cost them out of their own pocket. Men and women, especially men and women of God, that sacrifice. They use Jesus. They want to be like Jesus. And so they're willing to give. They're willing to care. They're willing to love. They're willing to trust. See, if you're all worried about your rights, you know, these are the people that get people off of drugs because they care. These are the people who want to see marriages stand strong and not see the family destroyed. Men and women of God. Yeah, that's something. There's something. A lot of people, you're selfish, self-centered. You know, don't care about anything but yourself. You're the ones over there yanking on the plug in the bathtub, trying to have the water run down the drain. Because you'd rather have it. A lot of these politicians would rather send America to hell than lose their power. They don't care. Throwing us under the bus. Hard and strong words, but the storm is coming. People are going to empty the shelves, and there's more storms coming, a lot bigger than you can see right now. You're trying to create fear. Actually, I'm trying to get you to wake up. See, if you're on welfare and the government stops sending you the check or the food stamps, now what are you going to do? But if you know, and even with the colleges, most colleges are corrupt. They're brainwashing systems. They want to sell you a bill of goods that have no crap. But, you know, they have no skin in the game. They're out here manipulating your education, turning you into something that can't create money. To hold a real job. You know, what happens if you had, if you buy a car, it comes with a warranty. How about these colleges? Let's hold them accountable. They have to put a warranty on your education that you can make a living. Let's put some responsibility on them instead of the billions of dollars in the bank. Let's see if these professors, have they actually, if they're teaching business, have they ran a business? Could they make money? Make them go out, and their degree is only worth something if they can actually produce a successful business. Then let them teach. Not that they went to school and learned about someone who had a successful business. And then they put their own ideas and ideology in there, which is about as useless as wet toilet paper, because they have no experience. They haven't did anything. Make colleges accountable for the education that they sell people. And if they can't make money, and the college owes those, they get to pay the bills. No more student loans. Hold the schools accountable. Hold the deans accountable. If they have all these awesome sports programs and making millions of dollars, how come that's not paying for education? Why do we have superstars and all this at school? I mean, the idea of a college isn't football, am I wrong, or basketball. I think it was actually to get education to be something. Not just a step up to the NFL. If they have these sports programs that are raking in the money, there shouldn't be a doctor walk out of the college that has any debt. Nurses, any of these jobs. Make the money actually useful instead of just going in the toilet. We got a great football program. And you got hundreds of students that can't pay their bills. Something's wrong. If you guys are so smart at those colleges, how come you're not solving the problem? Oh, that's because you are the problem, professor. Trying to sell your crappy books that don't even have the truth? Yeah, what a joke. Great system. Our colleges are the problem. It's higher education. Doesn't mean common sense education. Doesn't mean they're smarter. I met very intelligent men who were very good. It's like, I know people, they have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge. Oh, they're so smart. No, they're computers. They've memorized a lot of information, but they can't apply it. In other words, if they had to physically create something with the information given to them, maybe like chemistry professors, somebody that actually takes things and is able to come up with a cure for cancer. See, now that's something special, which I believe they already have. But they just like to lie and deceive. See, curing people of cancer doesn't bring money in. I think they let a lot of people die over money. A lot of unnecessary pain and agony because you wanted to make a buck. Payback. I love when payback. It's like this insurance guy who just got murdered not too long ago. So somebody was frustrated enough because they wouldn't pay the bills, is how I see it. I'm sorry. I really don't see this man as totally the victim, even though he's the one dead. Part of me is wondering, I bet he created his own problem. How many people who were wanting their mom or sister to live, and they turned in these policies and spent all this money on this insurance, and they kept getting denied, and finally they had their fill. Maybe that's a wake-up call for a lot of you big pharma and executives. Maybe he should have did his job properly. Maybe he did what the company wanted him to, but it cost him his life. Deny. Nope, we're not covering this. We're not covering this. And then they lost their mom or dad or somebody special to them. And they see the insurance as the blame, but it's so far out of reach, you can't touch them. Well, some people reached out and touched them. Do I believe there's good insurance companies out there? I'm not sure. I really don't know anymore. Are there good banks and bankers out there, and banks that care and with our money? No, I don't think so. How about companies that lose retirement funds? I have a new law. I got an idea for a new law on investment companies that lose retirement funds. How about you're under contract to make these retirement funds grow? And if you don't, and you lose the retirement fund, then everyone in your company loses their retirement fund. From the top up, your $1 million homes, fancy bonuses and everything, you lose it too. Let's put some skin in the game for you, so you actually want to see these men who've worked all their lives, gave what few dollars they had to be successful. How about if they lose, all CEOs of the same company, you lose. You're put down to their level. The level you drop the working man to, all you executives and everything in that insurance company, investment company, banks, you by law go down to their level. They lose their home, you lose your home. They lose their retirement, you lose your retirement. How about that for an America? Man, wouldn't that give you some heart in there to make those investments work? Yeah, let's change the way we're thinking. Maybe we can make America great again. No, I'm probably going to lose some subscribers. I think when I actually have them, they don't just look at my funny videos, they actually listen to my material. That's when my numbers, I'm a small fish in the sea, but I'm big enough for this social media thing to catch me and lock me down because I say things they don't like. You have a wonderful day. Be blessed in Jesus' name.